Another definition: an event is a particular set of outcomes that you are interested in. So I might make an event for my tossing two coins where I say at least one of the coins is a heads. And then I can see this outcome would fit, this outcome would fit, this outcome would fit, but this one would not. So I'm picking a subset. And it could be the full set as well, but I'm picking a set of outcomes that I'm interested in. So for example, tossing at least one heads in a two-coin toss. We have two types of probabilities that we use in statistics, and the first one is classical probability, and that is using the probabilities of events to determine the likelihood of the event. So we would take the number of possible outcomes in the event for the event that we're interested in over the total number of outcomes in the sample space. For example, when we were talking about tossing at least one heads in a two-coin toss, we can look at the sample space and see that there are 1, 2, 3 outcomes out of 4 outcomes that meet this event, the criteria for the event, and then that means that it's 3 over 4, or 0.75 for the probability of tossing at least one heads in a two-coin toss. And you can write it either as a decimal value or as a reduced fraction. Theoretical probability is another word for another phrase that we use to describe classical probability. They mean the exact same thing. You might be wondering, what if you don't know the probability of each of the events? Like, say, the probability of a random student in the class having received an A on their homework. Well, you don't know. So you would use experimentation to find out the likelihood of a particular event, like a student getting an A on the exam. So you would have to take a sample and find out how many in the sample got an A, and then use that probability for the whole population of students in your class, for example. So empirical probability is using experimentation to find the likelihood of an event. And we're going to talk about that as well, but let's start with classical probability.